Hello, this is Pi Beta Phi's award video for 2023. The priority areas that we're submitting an award video for are chapter management, community service and philanthropy, membership development, recruitment intake and new member experience, and then external relations. When it comes to chapter management, one of the biggest things that we achieved this year was implementing Our House into our chapter, which really helped streamline a ton of things. Before we had Our House, which is an app that is created for Greek life, basically, that has a shared calendar. It has a way for us to message. It has abilities to track like points and attendance. Before that, we were really using like a Facebook page, also GroupMe. And then multiple other different apps just kind of utilized for different things. But Our House allowed us to streamline that and have it all in one place, which was huge for us this year. So that was the biggest difference that we made. Basically last year, I think a lot of the miscommunication between the chapter and our exec team was a lot of people not knowing what was going on, especially if people like had to miss chapter for a week. We tried to get that information out as best as possible, but it was just hard with multiple different avenues to do that with. So Our House gave us a place to have a shared calendar with not only like our exec team, but also the entire chapter. So we could add whatever we needed on there. And then whether we had events that were approved or not, we could at least just put it in the comments so people knew whether to expect something and if we were still in the works with something. Um, it also helped our vice president of operations quite a bit with the tracking attendance. So we had to do less manual attendance, which was super helpful. It got us going and more efficient in a lot of things. And then we could also track points with our app. And this was huge because before we really were using an Excel sheet and manually counting them, which is a pain in the butt. And so it really helped us kind of streamline and focus on more important things in terms of management rather than sitting and having to do that. I think one of the things that was a big goal of ours that this app achieved was really just having that shared calendar. That was a huge game changer, and one of the main complaints we got last year that we didn't get at all this year. And then also, it really helped us make points and excuses consistent between everyone. So I think when you're doing things manually and you have different people coming up to you, it's really easy to be inconsistent with some of those things. And the app really helped us be consistent. So it was the same for every single person, no matter what their excuse was, no matter how many points they have. So yeah, it was super helpful for us this year.
Hi, my name's Kiki, and I've served as our Vice President of Community Relations for this past year. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about our achievements in community service and philanthropy this semester and year. I'm super excited to say that we re implemented our Champions Our Readers program, where we helped members read to kids and facilitate learning in classrooms. This year, combined, we had over 40 members participating in the Champions Our Readers or CAR program. And that is part of one of our outreach initiatives to help promote literacy across campus. We've or and across Fort Collins. We also have had advocacy projects for literacy, and we've fundraised about for our cause. And I can talk a little bit about that as well. In the spring, we held an event called Arrow Days, which was a music festival that we hosted in our backyard. We featured bands from the fraternity and sorority life community, as well as the CSU Music Business Collective, which helped draw in a more diverse crowd and also gave exposure for the Music Business Collective. At that event, we also had food trucks that donated a percentage of their money towards our cause, and we had pop up shops from Hippie Do You, which is a jewelry store that gave us 10% of their earnings as well for the night. So that was a really fun experience, and we also had Hippie Do You come back for our fall event, which was Pie Burger Fry. It was a burger and fry buffet as well as a volleyball tournament. We were fortunate to have four volleyball courts this year, which is larger than the event has ever been, and it brought in about 300 people. So, combined at both events, we had over 400 people in attendance, and altogether, we raised $2,400 for literacy, which was so cool to see, especially coming out of COVID. Our plan was to make the event huge, and our director of service and philanthropy did just that, and she reached her goals and beyond. So I'm so proud of her and proud of the work she's done to help our community service and philanthropy program thrive in Pi-Phi. One other feature that we thought was really important this semester was to provide meaningful service opportunities to our members. So we had letter writing campaigns for people to participate in. We made sure that we were providing service opportunities each month, basically, to make sure that members felt like they could be empowered to reach 10 hours of community service per semester. And we also, at the end of the year, host a First Responders Thanksgiving. That was where we went to the police station and we partnered with the fraternity Lambda Chi Alpha to provide food for our local first responders and learn a little bit more about what they do. It turned out to be a really beneficial experience where the police officers told us about their jobs and how we can help keep the community safe, and our members were super excited and enriched by this experience. We also participated in FSL provided opportunities such as the fall cleanup, CS Unity, and freshman move in. And then lastly, our members were super excited to participate in that Champions Our Readers program that I mentioned before.
Hi, my name is Kate Inman, and I am the former Vice President of Member Experience for Pi Beta Phi for the past 2 years. When reflecting on what membership development is in Pi Beta Phi and how I believe that we truly stand out in this category, there are a couple things that I want to reflect on. The first being is reflecting back to my elevation goal that I made for the semester. I made my goal and decided my goal would be to hold three or more meaningful sisterhoods per semester. I decided this because I got a lot of feedback from my first year in this role that having multiple sisterhoods throughout the semester provides a lot more accessibility for our members who maybe don't have as much free time. They're in a really demanding degree. They have to work a lot to support themselves. And having a lot of opportunities allows for the girls who maybe don't have as much free time to find free time. And I give them plenty of options to find free time. To meet with our sisters, have really fun experiences, and enjoy the benefits of um, college and fraternity life. I also wanted to make sure that these sisterhoods provided a source for personal development. So, one thing that our membership team really worked on was having a sisterhood that helped you learn more about yourself, but also helped you learn more about your sisters and also learn more about what it means to work with people. One of my sisterhoods that I put on was a small introduction where you take the 16 personalities quiz and you learn a little bit about yourself before you come to our chapter meeting. And during our chapter meeting, I had each one of our actives talk with another active that they never talked before, talk with somebody who has the opposite um, category in this personality quiz. And it really was a bonding experience for us. It was really fun, and it was really amazing to learn more about ourselves and also learn more about what strengths we can build off of each other and why it's important that not everybody is the same. I also want to touch on the topic of our new member education program. I am exceptionally proud of our new member education program. I think that our director of new member education did a wonderful job making sure that every one of our new members felt safe and included and that they understood what it means to be an active member in our sorority. Um, we were very proud and we did our best to communicate that we are an anti-hazing sorority and that we stand by that. And we got so many compliments about how comfortable or how much we try to make our new members feel comfortable throughout the new member process. So we're very proud of that. We also encourage individual involvement, so making sure that girls are finding time to come to sisterhood events, our philanthropy events, and getting the most out of our experience. And we can give them the most that we can offer them. And our new member education process did a wonderful job of educating our sisters about our personal values and what our sisterhood means to us, and also allowing them to easily transition into being an active member. We also continued our exceptionally high retainment. We were very proud of our retainment. We always have been very proud of our retainment. It's usually above 90%. Um, and this is something that I really focus on with our membership development team, is that we want girls to really enjoy spending time at Pi Phi. And if they're not, then that's okay. It's not for them. But we want each individual collegiate member to get the most out of their experience if they're taking time out of their taking personal time out of their day and out of their school life and out of their work life to come be a part of this organization. What do we bring to the table for them? And so we worked really hard to make sure that girls were getting true, honest, and loving friendships out of this, that we were really sticking to our values, that we made sure that our sisters felt like they were being academically supported, and that our sisters felt in our membership development program that they had support in their own personal life. I also wanted to emphasize our academics in our membership development because it was something that we really pushed for this semester. We, as Pi Phi, have never been exceptional in our academics, but we also really encourage our academics. I know so many of my sorority sisters who personally encourage me in my academics. And this year we just focused on implementing so many more aspects of academic growth into our everyday chapter. One of the things that we're really proud of is our academic families. We created group chats of active members and new members, newly initiated members, into these group chats who are in the same degree or in the same major or in the same field of studies. So there were lots of text messages sent back and forth about who's in what class and who can they study with and which professors they wanted to take. And it was really beneficial for our younger members who maybe don't know the academic path that they're on. And it was very encouraging for our older members to be seen as kind of mentors because they have been through the struggle academically and they understand what it means to kind of follow your own path through college and how difficult and challenging getting through college and academics can be. Overall, our membership development has come a long way, and I truly believe that it is one of the specialties of Pi Phi. It makes us who we are, and I think that so many of our active members are very proud of our membership development because it provides such a source and a reflection of who Pi Phi is as people, and that we reflect all of our values in our everyday life as much as we can.
One of the things that our chapter did extremely well this semester, especially, was our recruitment. We're super proud of our whole entire chapter, and our team worked really hard. We really had some goals of making sure it was value based. That's a huge thing for Pi Phi and FSL in general. And so we tailored our work week to have a bunch of workshops that really made people rethink about what our values are and why they're so important to us. We also wanted to create more workshops and practices before work week even started, so people weren't surprised by what was happening. And they had more of an idea just to make work week a little bit smoother because it is a long week already. And then we also wanted to have more practices between work week and actual recruitment because sometimes in those months where school starts, it can get really hard for everyone. And it's an easy thing to not think about until recruitment's there. So we wanted to have some more practices. Luckily, I think we did a really good job in all three of those goals that we had. We had a lot of workshops during work week that were values based. We had a few practices and just basically kind of like info sessions about recruitment the semester before fall recruitment, which was really helpful. And then we had at least 3 or 4 practices between work week and recruitment week, which was super helpful. We're really, really proud of the new member class that we have. We got really great girls, and I'm sure everyone is excited about the girls that they got. But we also had really great retention during our new member education program. It was about a 93% retention rate, which we're super happy about. We got really close to our total, especially kind of climbing our way back up from COVID as everyone else is. We're super happy to see what our numbers are now, kind of finally back to normal after COVID. And then the other thing that we really wanted to focus on was having a good transition between our new member program and then our initiated member program, like that weird transition where a lot of people, don't know a lot of initiated members. They really only know the people they were doing the new member program with. And so we did a lot of focus on having initiated gals interact with the new members a lot before they were initiated, and that always helps. We always invite them to like our Monday night dinner so they get to interact with a bunch of active members. So that way when they're thrown in to coming to chapter and things like that after they're initiated, it's not that much of a shell shock. So we really tried to emphasize that this year, and I think we did a really great job. Everyone has seemed to acclimate very well to being initiated, And a lot of it has to do with our vice president of recruitment and also our new member education director. They were super great, and yeah, I'm proud of the chapter for this.
As the Vice President of Community Relations, I also oversee our Director of PR and Marketing. So I helped a lot with the relations with our alumni as well as our engagement on social media, which is something that we've improved on by leaps and bounds. So I think we're really proud of highlighting our involvement in the community at large. I'm really proud of our social media manager. She managed to put out graphics highlighting everybody's special majors. When the Barbie movie came out, she made graphics saying this Barbie's a psychology major, this Barbie's an animal science major. And I think that the girls really enjoyed that in our sorority and thought that was something meaningful and special, the way she was able to highlight their talents. We also did an insight with an intern where our director of PR and marketing highlighted everybody who had an internship this summer and all the professional experience they gained over the summer. And she just really made an effort to make sure that everybody in our sorority was being catered to and reached out to. She did engaging posts where she did guess who or compliment a sister or reach out if you're an alumna. So she really built our social media up from where it was in years past and made sure that there was enriching content for people to enjoy. We also made sure that our social media was something authentic that educated the community about who we were. We loved promoting our philanthropic efforts and our initiatives to spread literacy across campus. And we also talked about what lifelong commitment is, one of our values, and how we can engage alumni in that conversation. One of the things we did to help reach out to that community of alumna is by planning and hosting events catered towards them and engaging them in these processes. We invited over 100 alumni to our Founders Day uh, event, and then we also invited them to our homecoming barbecue, where we partnered with our chapter house corps, who helps us run our house and is a group of alumni. And they helped us put on a barbecue and invited so many people from years past to come see the house and watch the football game. We are going to keep working towards having a more robust alumni community up in the Fort Collins area, but I think we have taken a great step in the right direction, especially by reaching out to them over different media outlets, such as emailing them and doing social media posts that engage them, and also having this now new relationship with the Chapter House Corporation. Overall, we're just really proud of us posting in a way that is engaging, informative, and inviting to all viewers and followers.